Hey everyone, welcome to our devotional this week. We are looking at food for thought today. It's communion this Sabbath and an opportunity to think about the meals that we take and the reasons behind them. The Bible passage for today comes from Exodus chapter 12, verses 7 through 13. And it says, Then they shall take some of the blood and put it on the two doorsteps and the lintel of the house in which they eat it. They shall eat the flesh that night, roasted on the fire, with unleavened bread and bitter herbs they shall eat it. Do not eat any of it raw or boiled in blood, but roasted, its head with its legs and its inner parts. And you shall let none of it remain until the morning. Anything that remains until the morning you shall burn. In this manner you shall eat it, with your belt fastened, your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and you shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. For I will pass through the land of Egypt that night, and I will strike all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and on the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. The blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and no plague will befall you to destroy you when I strike the land of Egypt. So this is obviously, we're talking about the Passover and how they shared the Passover meal together. Now, usually when we share meals as friends, we enjoy it slowly. I remember many Sabbath lunches have been shared, sitting on couches around the lounge room, sharing stories of the week, solving the world's problems. However, there are two meals that become special points of reflection in the religious calendar. Meals where it was all about contemplation more than socialization. And, we often spend a lot of time looking at communion, and we practice communion. I thought it would be super interesting to reflect on Passover today. And Passover is the predecessor to that modern communion meal that we share during the divine service. And here's several interesting facts about Passover. You had to be ready to go. You were dressed in walking attire, shoes, walking stick, and staff. You had to eat in a hurry. You could leave at any moment. This established this urgency. But why the rush? Could we not wait until morning to leave? You see, God wanted the people to trust him. That he had the perfect timing. That when God said go, you had to be ready to leave. Similarly, there were no seconds. You had to eat everything and leave nothing to the morning. You had to burn what was left. They were leaving nothing because they were leaving for good. There was no point having anything in the bank. There was no point having something just sitting around waiting to be used. It was time to go. God gave them instructions to be ready to go, but then he also said, wait. They had to wait, and they had to eat the meal together. They had to wait until God said, go. Passover and now communion is a time when we need to be ready to go where God leads us. But it's also a time to sit and wait on God as he directs us, directs our lives. An interesting tension about being ready to go and waiting to go. We need to be at peace with we need to be at peace with the world and ready to go forth into it. Have a blessed week, everyone, as we look forward to celebrating communion together this Sabbath.